22 years ago, I came to New York for the first time and participating in a sales conference. And the keynote speaker was Neil Armstrong, first man on the moon. I'm not going anywhere with that. Just wanted to tell you that I met him. All right, so you heard about, as Nico said, we're a European or global supplier of slots. We're available in more than 20 jurisdictions. We've been around since pretty much the beginning of iGaming, and we are now in Europe, Latin America, Canada. We'll be here in the US within hours. And there's a couple of things. Our content, we got titles like Book of Dead, Reactoons, Viking Runecraft, Moon Princess. These are some of the best performing games in this industry, ever. You can probably not run a successful casino online in Europe without our content. And now we're bringing this to you guys. With 20 plus jurisdictions, now 10 years ago when we started, there was 0 basically in Europe, and now there's almost everybody. So we've been doing this journey in Europe, and certainly we liked it. We liked the regulation, and as the panel said before me, regulation can be a very good and strong force, and we want it to be that. So we've been helping and aiding operators, our customers, to move into jurisdiction in Europe. I believe that there is a learning here. Not everything translates across the pond, but some things do. And there are some key learnings on how you get better revenue, improve top line and bottom line as a B2C operator when you move into a regulated market. I was thinking of sharing a couple of those learnings. We can see now in all the states, here in New Jersey, in Michigan, everywhere, the serious amount of money people are pumping into acquisition. And you're building databases, you're acquiring player. You have to do this, right? It's part of the game. You have to build this acquisition. But what do you do when acquisition is over in a way? You have to retain, and this is also old news. Retention comes after acquisition, obviously. However, what we saw in Europe is that retention cannot only be a CRM activity. It is a CRM activity, but it also has to do more. It has to be more. So my first learning that I wanted to share is that you shall use content for retention. And with that, I specifically mean that you run an online casino much like you run any other business. You want the customer to come into the casino, spend time, spend money, and leave and feel good. Feel, okay, I got value for money, I got return on investment, it was a good thing to spend this money and this time on this online casino. So you do that by providing entertainment, high-value productions, entertainment, products that you can really enjoy and spend time with. So you want that content. You want content that keeps the player or the customer on your site for a long time, and when they log off, they must feel good about it, because then they will return. So content is a very, very good retention tool, and use that. You also need to be clever on how to use that content. Pushing everything to everybody is probably not a good idea anymore. You need to diversify, you need to differentiate who's playing what on Wednesday mornings compared to Friday afternoon. What does the different demographics play? And also, what works in Michigan, what works in New Jersey, what works in Greece or Sweden or UK, you need to know that. Or you need to talk to someone who knows it. So you have content to do the retention. That's the first tip or the first thing that we saw that European operators, those who were successful, they successfully managed to use content not only in acquisition but also in retention. Second thing is you will have a plethora of suppliers. Just on the availability of content on game sites is just staggering. It's just new games every day, everywhere, but all of them are not good. All of them are not high quality, and all of them does not work all the time in every jurisdiction, everywhere. You have to put pressure on your suppliers, and you have to be selective. What you want is to have the right amount of suppliers with the content that you can use, but that's not enough. The content has to be there, and it has to be great, but your suppliers needs to be able to wrap that content with support and services and automation and AI and tools that helps you as a B2C operator make money. There's a hidden cost in having suppliers. You need to have the right amount of suppliers. We saw that in Europe. It's very easy to sign up everybody or a lot of different suppliers. It's tempting. There's an element of FOMO in it. But it's also expensive. The indirect costs of having too many suppliers in regulated markets, every dollar counts. You need to get rid of that cost. And frankly, if a supplier isn't good enough, you shouldn't do business with them. You should not have a business relationship with suppliers that doesn't give you value. Just having them for FOMO reasons or to be nice, you can't afford that anymore. And when you evaluate your suppliers, think about this. On your website, every spot of real estate on the website, every game is a potential source of income, yes, but it's also a potential risk. The wrong player clicking on that, finding that this game is not to my liking, or the game doesn't work, or they don't understand it, or basically the quality is not good enough. They will leave your site and maybe go to someone else. So yes, having all the games there, potential source of income, also potential risk of churn. We do content, but we also wrap it with services and support and the things that you need. Automation, AI, and taking cost away from you as an operator and helping you by having a highly professional and automated support system to you. You need to look for those things. And regulation, the thing is also that regulation is not the same. I mean, Sweden, Denmark, Germany, UK, you get different regulations, different rules, different taxation, different marketing rules. Everything is different. Same in the US, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, etc. Different set of rules, different taxes. What you have to do is build a super efficient infrastructure and process for yourself in taking the games from the suppliers on your site to the right player at the right time. That has to be streamlined and very, very efficient. And you don't do that by signing up everybody and then hoping for the best. You have to spend time on spend money on technology and spend time evaluating your suppliers. Set up KPIs. Look at the performance of the portfolio, not individual games. Look at availability, uptime, all those parameters. And because we've seen and we heard these few days how costly it is for the B2C operators to acquire players. There's a lot of red numbers. Everything you can do to turn that black faster is a good thing. So, to wrap this up, two things. Use content for retention and use it smart. Secondly, evaluate your suppliers, and don't be afraid to cut the ties with those who don't stand the test. And this is more than a theory, it's more than an opportunity for us. This is what we've been doing for 10 years. It's in our DNA. It is our value proposition, basically. And we also know that we do it better than anyone else. Thank you very much.